Hello, welcome back to Great Ace Attorney Adventures. We are still on the first trial, but we are hopefully wrapping it up. We have just discovered the Hoe Koban under a slab of steak. And we're about to see how that unfolds.
Yeah, this is kind of a little bit of a plot cul-de-sac that I think is not strictly speaking necessary.
I love it.
That's true.
I think that it's great.
It is funny.
I think
it's funny.
it's a good like twist, you know, because like it's one of those things that you're like, oh, they're gonna mention this, and then it's like not gonna be brought up again, right? And then they do all this with it, and you're like, oh.
That's true.
It's also like the reason we're able to like even attempt to convict Stacy Fakename.
That's fair. I'm just excited to see the other characters.
We're almost done.
Yeah. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police, we were like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Ryunosuke shop owner's existence.
Be that as it may, Kurokuda-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Ryunosuke memory serves, have you ever seen this Koban?
Ah! Yes, that's it. That's the very exact one that is. The resplendent, splendiferous away treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day.
It can't be.
As I thought. Young man! Enlighten this decrepit old fool! Put me out of my misery! Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? I'm sorry, baby. Am I freaking you out? I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere.
We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices.
Sandwich? Soaking? Seriously?
Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Which is absolutely fucked. Somebody concealed my whole treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing!
Well, let's look at the suspect pool. Excuse me. Could I say something?
Duh.
Proceed, Inspector Hosanaga. I mentioned earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah, yeah, that's right. The secret undercover operation. La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant that attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected.
So that's why you were sent undercover, is it?
Yes, I took the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems.
I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Kokuto-san's koban is all too clear.
What?
What? You what, mate?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us who that despicable scoundrel that stole Korakuta-san's koban and hid it... Who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Korakuta-san's koban and hid it under the stake?
Good job.
It's Miss Fakename.
It's Miss Fakename, obviously. So we are joined by Caffrey. I will warn you, Caffrey, that when you sit like over there, it is impossible to hear you. So we often have to like cut your bits out of the video.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be you. Cosmo, I'm kidding. Sergeant Ryunosuke.
I love the baby.
Even the baby's offended.
What? How? How dare you? You monster!
Monster?
I stole that koban, did I? I'm the master of thief of La Carnival, am I?
Master Keith?
You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Ido. Ido is the mastermind behind all of this.
The baby. Everyone's like, sir.
Everyone just liked that.
You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby. Like last time, I will defend Nosa on this. I don't think he's like, I want my baby to go to jail. I think he's like, I have a baby who will just grab things.
Oh yeah, I know. I think that's like the funniest thing though, is that like he's playing a pretty straightforward con. My baby just takes things, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, you want your baby to go to jail?"
I know. It's you who is the monster, Sergeant Nosa. I do love that you just don't even bother with this breakdown.
I was like preparing to do the clippity clop, and I was like, I can't do it. The little baby. Nippon Imperial Armor, Sergeant Ryunosuke preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir.
That is a little baby. Yo, look at it, he's so happy.
Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages that the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son.
That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant?
The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days, I go in there and do some reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. Chomp. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. I really don't think that he uses his hands. I do think that he doesn't use a knife. He just
uses a fork.
His fork in it and but like that man's not using his hands.
And your target that day was the old man and his koban.
Using his baby's hand.
Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
It was all set up to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened.
Bang. Yes. When the professor was shot.
I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I'd too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double.
Ido would be I done.
I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date.
Was it? That just reminds me of Nerdy Fruits was that I did not consent to this rendezvous.
Rendezvous. I love the amount of times that this man says something and people are just like, huh?
There's so many times in this trial in general. Like, I keep, like, editing the videos. And I'm like, damn, there's so much happening.
Oh, okay, that was regret.
This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Britt. Fake name.
Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all.
Bit.
Bonk!
The way he slams his head down on that goddamn table, it really has me like, maybe Ouchie's just brain damage.
He's got a real thick skull.
They should show like her little red mark right here.
That'd be
If
so funny.
only.
Like, yeah, that man's gone.
May the esteemed gentleman please be excused, Your Excellency.
Honestly, if he slams his head down on flat surfaces that hard all the time, it probably doesn't even bruise anymore.
Yeah. Indeed. The theft of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Would you shut the hell up? I'm sorry, Your Honor. Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it?
Well,
And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a fork and knife, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
very well. Now that all questions concerning Miss Wisdom's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. And good day. Bonjour. Wait a fucking minute.
I love this animation.
I love that face. That face is so funny. I should have drawn that face for the fucking end card. I'm a dumbass.
You'll come back around to him eventually.
Probably, yeah.
Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming.
Oh, no, it's just something about Miss Fakename's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up.
If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard.
Sorry?
You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
I've said this before, but I do love that Ryunosuke doesn't stop saying sorry.
Yeah.
He just says it differently. Wait, Miss Fakename. What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What
Ouchie,
new
I swear to God,
student
I am
nonsense is
going
this?
to come down there and punch you in the face.
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke?
Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. I like that they're giving this to us again as if it weren't like 13 seconds ago. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and a fork, I am saying it right this time. It's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Yeah, I'm right. But she said they're exposed in undeniable contradiction.
I'm going to need to see some evidence, Counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it?
I think it's the like crime scene photo where you can see the steak and the fork and the knife. But I'm not 100 on that. Not that one, the other one.
Yeah, it's not that one. It's this one.
Is it?
Oh, well, because this is on her table, but it is bitten out of,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Either that or it's the steak itself. Nope, it's that, okay.
Okay.
The photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred?
What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table.
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs.
Oh, just you wait, Ouchie.
We're gonna split some hairs, alright.
Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
I mean, it was made with synthetic cow. No. It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. Oh! I see you've noticed it too, Miss Fakename.
Noticed what exactly, Counsel? I don't have eyes.
Just a few moments ago, Miss Fakename claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself.
Then take a good look at this steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. I do like that he says barbaric in quotes. He's like, I don't think that's that crazy.
You know he's bitten into a steak like...
He's like,
No, the first time we went to the steak place with Kazuma, he started doing that, and Kazuma was like, Ryunosuke!
he's like, bitch, don't you know how to use a knife and fork?
You're embarrassing me!
No sex tonight.
It looks...
I'm just kidding. They wouldn't use sex as a weapon in their relationship.
No, I feel like Kazuma would be like, Ryunosuke, stop that. Because other people will judge you, not me. I think it's funny as hell.
We're outside. At home, you can go your steak all you want.
Kazuma being like, when will you do that to me? Ryunosuke, huh? Sorry? Kazuma, I mean, use your knife and fork.
I do love how horny we've decided Kazuma is.
Look at him.
He's got flowy ribbons behind his head.
That means he's horny?
That means he's obviously
You were the one that said that the ribbons represented his dick. And how hard
Did
it
I?
is.
Did I say that? I guess I'll find out when I go back through the videos. I probably did say that. I don't doubt it.
Oh my god, we can show a flashback.
A flashback. That'd be so funny. Insert flashback here. He does say that.
Yeah.
That he's like, I wear this headband because of you. And I'm like, that's how you know that when it's flying, that's when his dick is hard.
Oh yes, definitely. It looks like Miss Brett has realized something.
So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a fork and knife, God damn it. There shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
But what's your, like, actual point?
How'd you what? Did you please? 30 seconds.
Perhaps the delightful
up.
Miss Brett was just super hungry.
What part of shut up do you not understand?
Whatever you say, dear lady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Of course, of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave
I've heard enough. You irritating little spectacled samurai relic.
Of course. Dear lady. He's such a fucking worm. Grow a spine, ouchie. What's the matter, Miss Fakename? Have we ruffled your feathers?
Solidarity boyfriends. Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the fuck, damn it. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her.
Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this?
Cosmo, believe me, this is the only time I've known where I was going in my life, including going to class. Including going to class and going home and going to meet you for a date and
No, I'm just thinking about like Ryunosuke like recognizing Professor Mikotoba and him just being like, oh yeah, I've wandered into his class at least 10 times. and he had to give me instructions on how to get to the real class.
Exactly.
He has to give me like written instructions. I'll just forget.
In our first episode, Professor Mikotoba introduces himself and I had Ryunosuke being like, oh, I've never taken your class. Yes, now, at last, it's all coming together. The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves, once and for all, who shot Dr. Wilson that day.
I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us?
I wish everyone in this courtroom had half a brain. Everything, Your Excellency.
Bad news, it's only gonna get worse.
I know.
Everything?
These are the competent ones.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
No, I'm sorry, I just had a moment where, like, I, like, mentioned before that, like, the way the judge is written is, like, a little bit weird, and I do think his character has just been retconned at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, it's definitely been retconned. They did not plan certain things. That's fine. The writers don't need to be perfect. But it is a little bit weird that he becomes an important character in the second game. You go back to the first game and you're like, oh, they didn't know where they were going with that.
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats.
How can you be so sure?
It's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet.
Hasn't been... what?
But just because it hasn't been shown yet doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is absurd. This trial has run several hours already. You say there's evidence that has yet to be brought forward? There can't be. I don't believe you have it.
Objection!
I don't, but there's someone who does. Someone in this very courtroom.
A certain man with tuberculosis.
And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to without coughing blood on it, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case.
Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair?
Inspector
It's Susato.
Susato. Okay.
No, it's Ozanaga.
Inspector Susato.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga.
What? I have it?
Yes.
You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's
No, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. Everyone's attention has been fucked.
Aha!
Very true. Everyone's been fucked.
Everyone's been fucked in this courtroom.
God, we wish.
Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks.
Yes?
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chopping my way through a good steak. And, as well as admitting to stealing Cork Kuda-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak.
You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer.
I'm not even in the military, you don't faze me. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the stake that you put the coin under, in fact, your own stake?
Attention! Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I am not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it.
In other words, the stake that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection!
But that, makes no sense.
Doesn't it?
The plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection!
Yet, the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Something I am very much for.
Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two stakes over.
Oh my god, Ouchie, you're finally catching on.
He's almost there. Yeah, guys. Think about it. You did switch the plates? Well, after it happened, the,
Bang.
When I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake to hide the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my side of me, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. With military precision and timing, I switched my steak for the one on the foreign lady's table.
I will say, this guy's, like, sleight of hand check has to be phenomenal.
But I actually don't think it's as impressive because, like, if you think about it, like, the way he's describing it is that there's 4 people currently in this place. The woman's gone. Inspector Hosonaga is with Ryunosuke in the cooler. The old guy is on the floor looking for his coin. That's when he does it.
I mean, still.
Yeah.
You still have to, like, make sure, like, no one is, like, paying attention to, like, the sounds you're making, too.
That's true, too. They're like, what are you doing with that steak? And he's like, my baby did it.
Training. What? You can't. I never saw you do such a thing.
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning.
See, she was there.
It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done. Yeah, I guess he is stealth as hell.
That stealth check is absolutely wild. All of his points are in stealth.
However, fear not, Prosecutor-san. What now? I swear on the brass buttons on my uniform. That is all I did, sir. All you did. That's plenty, Sergeant.
So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Fakename's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table and ate it. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, that follows.
I know the first time that we recorded this, I had the munchies. So I was like looking at these steaks and I was like, but they look so good. And right now I am completely sober, but I still am like, those steaks look so good. I might be a little hungry.
We're close to the end of the trial, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Inspector Hosonaga.
Yes.
Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Fakename's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both. Might be a good chance to say to be continued.
Yeah, that sounds good.
This is Utsu, and I'd like to say thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And feel free to share our videos. Whether you have a few followers or a few thousand followers, every share is appreciated by us and by the algorithm. We hope you enjoy our new featured art done by myself. If you are a fan artist and would like to get your art featured at the end of our videos, please see our description for an email and Tumblr blog where you can contact us. Thanks again, and we hope to see you next time. Bye!